Marshal J.T. Tom Hill was the first law officer in Abilene, building the home that stands in front of you in 1882, the oldest surviving example of a home from Abilene. Born near Frankfort, Kentucky in 1854, Tom Hill moved with his family to Texas when he was 18, like many Americans, escaping the post-Civil War South. As a young adult, Hill left his family to work on his uncle's farm before boredom and a thirst for adventure led him to enlist in the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Joining in 1876, the same year as the Custer Massacre, Hill fought against the Sioux Indians in Wyoming near Fort Fetterman and served at Camp Robinson, Nebraska. After his time in uniform expired, Hill left the Army to return to Texas and pursue civilian success, and he came to the new town of Abilene just after its founding. The ambitious 27-year-old's career blossomed when, at the first meeting of the Abilene City Council, he was elected to serve as the city's first marshal. He used his new salary to build this house, to rent to the scores of newcomers arriving in town, and he also built a more modest structure where he lived. Love intervened in his plans. Shortly after he established himself in town, he met Molly J. Hauser, a young woman who reportedly set her cap for handsome young Tom Hill. In 1883, they were married and soon started a family. Daughter Belle was born in 1884, followed by son Harry in 1885. A growing family needed a larger home, and the Hills moved into this structure, losing this source of revenue for the young family. Hill's tenure as marshal soon became rocky. In 1885, he became embroiled in a business deal with friend Jim Holland, involving $10,000 in counterfeit currency received from an acquaintance in New York City. Traveling to New York, Hill's and Holland's deal turned sour at a meeting of the principals in a Manhattan apartment. While Hill stood watch downstairs, 3 shots rang out upstairs, followed by Holland's scurried exit. As the 2 Abilenians fled the building, a man followed them screaming, "Murder! Murder!" Police arrested Hill and Holland and charged them with the crime. When word arrived back in Abilene of Hill's predicament, local judge K.K. Leggett, one of the finest pioneer lawyers in the state, was dispatched to secure Hill's release. After several trips between the Texas frontier and New York City, Leggett successfully defended the 2 conspirators. Hill, cleared of all wrongdoing but tainted by his association with criminals, soon resigned as town marshal. He was not out of law enforcement for long, as Hill became a deputy sheriff for neighboring Runnels County in 1886. This job would be his last. Attempting to disarm an acquaintance of questionable reputation, Hill was accidentally shot in the foot. When the need arose to amputate part of his foot, the surgery proved fatal. Tom Hill was dead at age 32 from lockjaw or an overdose of chloroform. 1886 continued to be a tragic year for the remaining members of the Hill family. Infant son Harry, just short of his first birthday, caught ill and died. Struggling to make ends meet, the bereaved widow Hill tried to raise her daughter by selling greeting cards from the finely decorated front room. While Tom Hill never served as marshal in Buffalo Gap, Hill and men like him were responsible for imposing law and stability on the frontier. Their efforts, which sometimes led them to the vague space between the legal and the illegal, were nonetheless important in bringing order to chaos and civilization to what had known nothing of the sort.